Well, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. So glad that you're here with me today for another video. If you are new here, my name is Brooke. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 boys, a Christian small business owner, and a military spouse who's in the middle of a PCS from Georgia to Hawaii, which is why you probably hear the echo in the video. But we are kind of in a weird season of sharing here on YouTube because typically I'm sharing homeschool content, day in the life, planning and time management tools, Bible study tips, things like that. But we're in the middle of moving, and so our content has been a little bit different because I have had a lot of people who wanted to just understand the process of a military move a little bit more. So I am sharing bits and pieces of that. All through the summer, I've been sharing the curriculum that we're going to be using for our new homeschool year, but now all of those videos have posted officially. Last week, I shared a video of the moving process and what that was like to have the movers come in, prep our house, as we prepped our house to sell and pack up, and then having the movers here, then packing things up, and then what our plans were after that. So if you missed that video, you might want to go back and watch it because I talked a lot about the moving process in that video. This video is going to be a little bit more of the final goodbyes, our final preparations to leave. It is currently July 29th as I'm recording this, and we are 1 week out, actually 6 days out from flying. We fly on August 4th, so by the time you see this video, we will already be in Hawaii. And we're really excited, but it's been such a whirlwind of a month. So we shipped all of our household goods on June 23rd, so it's been just over a month since we took everything out of our house. The movers packed it all up, they shipped it away. It's over in the middle of the ocean somewhere on a container ship, and it will get to Hawaii within the next probably like the next month or two. We also shipped my vehicle. I did not record that here on YouTube. I do have, however, a YouTube short that I recorded. It was a very quick and easy process, but if you're curious about what that was like, you can watch my shorts. Also, in my shorts on YouTube, I've been sharing bits and pieces of what we've been doing over the last 30 days. I did not record a long form video for that because there was just so many little trips and little things that we were doing. I felt it was easier to share in the shorts, so that's what I did. So if you're curious kind of what we've been doing, we've been traveling, so we did a road trip, so I'll kind of backtrack. June 23rd, the movers came. June 24th, they finished packing up and shipped everything out. June 25th, we kind of just recouped from that, cleaned up the house, got it ready for showings again because we're still waiting to sell our house. So we got everything ready for showings to kick back in, and then the 26th of June was my birthday. We had a little birthday celebration here with some family. June 27th, my husband finished out his time in his unit. He's been a first sergeant in his unit for the last 2 years, so he had his change of responsibility ceremony, and I shared a video that was kind of reflecting on that journey, again, in the shorts. And then the next day, we hit the road and we headed to Atlanta to ship my vehicle. While we were there, we did a NASCAR race with my dad. He lives in Tennessee, my stepdad, and so he drove down to Atlanta. We met him there. We shipped my vehicle, we went to a NASCAR race, we had an incredible last little goodbye with him. And then from there, we hit the road because we had a wedding for the worship leader at our church. He was getting married in Houston, Texas. And since our house was empty, my husband's job, he had nothing to do. He took some leave time. We decided to make it a little bit of a family vacation. So we hit the road and we made several stops along the way. We took my husband's truck, so we stopped at Fort Rucker, Alabama to see some of our friends that we were stationed with a few years back. Then we drove to Mississippi, and we went to, what did we see in Mississippi? Gulfport, Mississippi. Cute little town. We didn't explore a whole bunch there. We went and saw the largest rocking chair in the world, and we just walked around the Gulfport port area a little bit and just kind of got to explore that. And then we hit the road that same day and went to Louisiana, and we went to New Orleans, which was a really, really fun time. We got to see a live jazz band there in the streets. That was probably our highlight of that trip. And just explored and kind of got to see the city a little bit. And then we left that day and we drove to Baton Rouge, which is where we stopped and we stayed the night. And we just kind of recouped ourselves for a little bit. And then the next morning we woke up and we drove to Baton Rouge, the USS Kidd Naval Museum. And we explored that a little bit. And then from there we drove to Houston, we got like an hour on the road and realized we had forgotten my iPad at the hotel. So we had to leave or like go back, sat in traffic for hours. It was like a whole thing. But anyways, we were gonna stop in, I forget which city in Texas we were gonna stop at. We ended up not stopping because the iPad ordeal just kind of had us like, we need to get to one place and just be somewhere for longer than one day so that we can unpack. We needed to do laundry because we'd been on the road for about a week at that point. And so we just decided to push through and get all the way to Houston, Texas. So we stayed in the town near Lake Conroe, and that's where the wedding was. And that was July 3rd we arrived. So we spent July 4th, we had the rehearsal dinner, we had just some time to kind of hang out at the pool, get caught up on laundry. And then July 5th was the wedding. It was a beautiful wedding and just an amazing venue. It was such a spirit-filled ceremony. The whole thing was just spectacular. We woke up on July 6th and drove to our friend's house back at Fort Rucker. So that was a longer stretch of driving. I think it was like a 9-hour drive, but we got there. We spent the night with them. We celebrated my youngest son, Luke, he turned 6. And so we celebrated his birthday with them. They're a family of 5 boys actually. And then they have their 5 boys. Their 6th child on the way is a little girl. So that was exciting. But a house of a bunch of boys is just a bond that you just can't have with many people. So house full of boys, we got to celebrate Luke's birthday. It was a great time. And then on his birthday, July 8th, we actually drove home. So we had about a 10-day road trip span. We had a great time. Again, you can watch all of those little YouTube shorts. If you go to the shorts section of my page, they're all in there. It was a great little trip. We got back, and then my husband has been just out processing of his unit, which means he's going to all of the different places and signing out and saying, okay, I don't owe you any money. I turned in all my equipment. My job is done, that kind of thing. So he did that for that week. And then the following week was kind of us just hanging out. We were just kind of resetting a little bit, enjoying some downtime, waking up late, going to bed late. Like we were just enjoying some downtime. And then last week we started some of our final goodbyes here in Savannah. So we have been having lunch and breakfast and dinner with multiple different people from our church and in the military who've just been a part of our lives over the last 5 years so that we can get some final time with them before we head out. We've been taking photos of all of that. I have a highlight on my Instagram stories if you're curious and just want to hear some of the stories of some of the people who've helped shape us here in Georgia. On my Instagram at BrookeCollins09, I have a highlight that says moving part 1, moving part 2. And in there's a lot of the pictures of the people that we've been saying goodbye to, having lunch or having meals with, I'll just say. So it's been such an incredible month. It was a busy month, of course, but we've just made so many wonderful memories, lots of reflection time. My husband and I have been having a lot of late night conversations where we're just reflecting and thanking God for the seasons that He's brought us through here, talking about what we've learned, what we're hoping for in the future, what God might have for us in the future. It's just been a really good reflective time for us to see what God has done and then prayerfully seek out where He's leading us and what He'll have us do as we go into Hawaii. So like I said, that kind of leads us into today, July 29th. Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about. On Sunday, so 2 days ago, our church did a final goodbye celebration for us. We have one more Sunday this coming week, but they did the celebration last week, not knowing exactly when we would be leaving when they started planning it. And it was such an incredible, incredible service. We walked in and they had a whole luau theme. It was a beautifully decorated social hall. They had barbecue and it was a whole setup. It was so wonderful. We were just overwhelmed with gratitude for that and just felt very special, very celebrated. And then the highlight of that day for us was we went into worship and my oldest son, Brian, he's about to turn 10. He has been playing the drums with my husband since he was an infant. We have videos of him at 6 weeks old, just my husband's holding him with the drums. And he's just grown up playing the drums, but he's never had the confidence to play in front of other people, but he's really good at it. And so my husband's been kind of working with him on courage and getting him excited to play. And so because it was one of our last Sundays, he said, how about you do it, bud? Would you like to do it? We'll ask the worship leader if you can play just one song. You can pick the song that you feel the most comfortable with. And so he worked up the courage, worked with my husband all last week to get prepared for it. They were at the church every day practicing and rehearsing. And he played Yes I Will by Vertical Worship on Sunday morning. And the whole church just blew up with excitement. I'm crying my eyes out. My husband's on stage trying to play the guitar, crying. And it was just such a wonderful moment. His smile was so bright. Pastor called him out of the drum cage after he was done and recognized him. And he had the biggest smile. He was so proud. And there probably wasn't a dry eye on the house. Like, the whole church was just so proud of him. It was such a special moment. And to see your children not only walking with the Lord, as it talks about in 3 John 1, verse 4, I think it is, like, there's no greater joy than to know that my children are walking with the Lord. To see them walking with the Lord and then using their talents to serve him was a whole nother level of just excitement and pride and joy as a mom. And so it was just a highlight of our time here for us. So such a special day. We had family in town. We spent lots of time just visiting with them one last time here at the house. All of our family that's in Jacksonville, Florida, they're just 2 hours south of us. So they've come out once or twice a quarter for the last couple of years, and the cousins have all played and swam, and the adults have had great conversations, and we've helped to lead some of them to Christ, and it's just been a really special time. And so they all came out for one last weekend, one last hoorah here in this house. And we just reflected on a lot of the growth that we've all seen as a family unit over the last few years as well. The kids got to have a great time and play. And so now here we are. It is July 29th. We have 1 week left until we move. And we have today, our unaccompanied baggage shipment is coming in. So if you're still watching, if you've listened to all of that, like I said, you can go back through my Instagram and through the shorts and see all of that happening. I did little short videos of all of those. The long form would have just been too long if I tried to share it all. That's kind of the review of the month going into our unaccompanied baggage shipment. So the way this works is, typically what we do in the military is you send your unaccompanied baggage shipment before you send your main household goods shipment. So your household goods is like all your furniture, all of the stuff in your house. Unaccompanied baggage is the things that you need to live off of for the time being when you get to your new destination. It's a little bit different for us in this transition because when we get to Hawaii, we're going to be in a hotel. There's a housing wait list right now. We're expecting a 45 to 60 day wait. We've been on the wait list for about 30 days, so that wait could be shorter by the time we get there. But there's going to be a wait and we're going to be in a hotel. So we knew we didn't need stuff to live off of if we're going to be in a hotel, because the hotel is going to have what we need as far as like sleeping and eating. We're going to have to eat out. We can't cook in the hotel. So we kept our unaccompanied baggage here with us for the time being of us being here in an empty house, and we shipped our stuff so that as soon as we get our house, when we get to Hawaii, when they say, here's your house, you can move in, our stuff will hopefully already be there and we can just get our stuff right away. We miss our couch so much. Everything else we've been fine with, but the couch is something we miss. We actually have, I'll show you really quickly, we have tables and chairs from church that we've just been using, and then we have our mattresses on the floor. We had some old mattresses that we're going to be donating, so we kept those, and then we'll donate those this weekend before we head out. But we've been comfortable. We have pots and pans, we have our fridge, pantry, all the things, and we've just been living off of that, and it's been great, but we really miss our couch. So anyways, today I'm going to be getting us ready for the unaccompanied baggage shipment. So I'll be just like I did in the last video, separating things that I want them to ship, and then keeping things away that we don't want them to ship, the things that we're going to be packing in our suitcases. So as a military family on orders, our orders say we're allowed 2 bags per person. I've read that each person can have up to 5 bags, but I am not trying to have 25 bags at the airport. So we consolidated all of our things that we're going to need in Hawaii to 2 bags each. That includes some linens to have for the hotels. And then also we're going to get some loaner furniture when we get to Hawaii if our stuff is not available right away. They have what's called loaner furniture until we wait for our household goods to actually arrive. So we can get a bed, we can get pots and pans and all of that kind of stuff right away as we move into the house until we have our household goods. So we're keeping the bare minimum. It was mostly clothes because we didn't know like when we would get our stuff again. So we kept quite a bit of clothes. And then the boys each got a little suitcase of toys that they were able to keep because they need to be entertained still. I didn't want them to just have an iPad and just play on the iPad all the time. So we have all of that. Everything else will go. So we have pots and pans that they're gonna pick up today. We have like Ziploc bags, things like that. We have some food items I'm hoping they'll take that are just not opened, like Worcestershire sauce, which I know I could just buy when I get there, but one, it's gonna be really expensive, but two, it's sealed. We didn't even open it, so I could hopefully ship it. Like we have a thing of coffee that we didn't open yet, so I'm hoping they'll ship those, but we'll see. It says no perishable items, but sometimes they'll let you do that. Our printer, things like that. So I'm gonna show you guys just me kind of getting all of that set up and prepared. And then the movers, we have no idea when they'll be here. So they were supposed to call us yesterday to tell us what time they would be here today, but they have not. So we're kind of just waiting, but I will take you guys through kind of the process of getting everything prepared and set up. And then when the movers get here to pack it all up, I'll give you some clips of that. And then I'll probably come back on here and share a little bit more of the end of the video. So yeah, that's what we got going on. That's kind of an update. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you've been watching the shorts and you just watched this whole review video and you're like, I already know all of that. Well, thanks for watching anyways. It's been a whirlwind of a month. At this point, we're really excited to just get there. I told some of the friends at church, like, it feels like I just want to rip the Band-Aid off and just get there already, because the emotions have just been building and building and building, and they're so high at this point where we're just so sad to leave. We're so sad to say goodbye to our friends, to say goodbye to this house, and to let go of these memories that we've had here. But we're also so excited for what's to come, and it's just this ebb and flow that we've been facing. And so we kind of just want to get there to kind of just step out of this season and just say, okay, it was a great season, it's done, now what do you have next for us, God? And so we're really looking forward to that. We kind of want to rip the Band-Aid and just get there and start that new season, but we're also still embracing the time that we have left here. So anyways, that gets you kind of caught up. We're gonna do that unaccompanied baggage shipment today. We're heading off to Jacksonville for one last time to see our family. We were able to squeeze in a couple extra days, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I will chat with you at the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy seeing a little bit of how all of this process works. So these are the boys' carry-ons. So we have a backpack for each of them. In each backpack we have these little drawing pads, which we really love. These are on Amazon. But you draw, there's a little pen for it, and then you just can erase it. So these are super fun. Got one of those for each of them. There's my oldest. For my first grader, we have some books that he already has read, but just always good to instill a love of reading. So he'll read some of those. He also might read some of these that we have for my second son. As he kind of gets through them, we can pass them on down. We have an airplane activity book, a sketch pad, these sticker paint books they are really into right now, super fun. And it keeps them distracted forever. So they just take those little stickers and then they put them on, and it comes out really cool. So this will be a great airplane activity, a word search, and some mini coloring books. For my older two, I have some homeschool that they are still working through from this past school year. They will be almost done with it by the time we fly, but just in case, I'm just showing you some of the books that he is working through. For my now third grader, and again, same thing for him, in on the plane activity book, sketch pad, sticker books, word search, coloring packs, and all of that. Oldest son's curriculum, he's working through sketch pad, airplane activity book, sticker books. You have to bring the same thing for each kid, because if you don't, then there's going to be a fight. So everybody has the same thing. And then I have 2 boxes of colored pencils. I will be buying a third one, or just splitting them up into the smaller little zipper pouches. I think I have a few of those, so I'm going to do that now. But this is their activity bag for the airplane. They won't see these or get any of this stuff until the airplane, so it will be nice and fresh and new and fun for them on the 12.5, almost 13-hour plane ride, plus all of the to and from the airport and all of that. So this should keep them pretty busy, along with, of course, some iPad time. And we have the, what's it called? The Nintendo Switch that they will also be bringing. So that will be the carry-ons. that's what we've kept for the last few days that we have here. These are just really old pots and pans and cookie sheets, so I'll just be getting rid of those, donating them, or probably honestly throwing them out because they're pretty old. Our step stool, these are all the things we're going to be shipping. So I got all of our spices. They need you to put them in Ziploc bags. And then we have just random kitchenware that we kept. I originally was gonna keep the panini press with us and the crock pot to use in the hotel, but the hotel has a statement that says you're not allowed to bring any plug-in items like that to use and cook with, and I didn't want to get in trouble. Gotta follow the rules, so I decided not to bring it, but all of our cookingware. And then I was hesitant on this because it feels kind of silly to pack these, but this stuff gets expensive. I mean, you figure like $2 or $3.99 per one of these, and this is probably a good $40 or $50 worth of just household supplies. So we're gonna save some money and go ahead and just ship it. That is that. Over here we have our plasticware that they'll be shipping as well. So I'll just leave this cupboard open for them instead of taking it all out now. I think this one's empty. And this is what we're keeping. Paper plates. We will each have a coffee cup that we keep with us. I have the other one that just got washed. A few trash bags, a few plasticware things, the K-cups and the Keurig. This is a cheap Keurig. We're gonna donate it to a young lady at church who is headed off to college this year. So I figured that would be a little gift for her. And then we have our pantry that still has quite a bit of food in it. So that's kind of my stash up there with the snacks that I can have, being dairy-free and gluten-free. And then a lot of this we will work through, take with us. A lot of this we could take on the plane with us to have as snacks or donate. All of this is my supplements. Those will all be coming with us as well. So pantry is done. And I do need to move these things over. This is all the stuff that is actually unopened that I'm hoping that they'll allow us to take. So hopefully that will work out. But kitchen is ready to go. Next up, we're gonna be working through the office. So the office is where we kind of just stuck all of my husband's military gear, and then anything that we wanted to keep. Our weights have been in my office. That's where I've been working out. It's actually been kind of weird working out in a carpeted room. Has been uncomfortable for me. It feels gross. So the other day we moved all of the weights back out to the garage and worked out there, and I felt very normal again. I feel like when you are working out, you're getting like dirty, and I felt like I was in a clean space and it just grossed me out. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyways, the office is kind of messy right now. This is my husband's pile. I'm gonna go ahead and separate things right now. The way that they want you to separate your stuff is like work stuff they call pro gear. So you have your military pro gear, which is all of his military gear. And then we have spouse pro gear, which is any business stuff. So for my business, I have the planners and journals and all of the shipping supplies. I kept some of that here, shipped most of it. But this is my little pile of office supplies that I have left. We have some random school stuff there. And then I'm gonna separate things here as far as military pro gear and workout equipment. And then we kept the tool thing as well. So that is this. That's what you'll see me doing next. We have our garage is totally cleared out. We have a donation pile started where we have our neighbors just coming through here and taking the things that they'd like to take. So we're just making little piles. I have cleaning supplies I'm gonna add out here. Shop vac is gonna come with us. We have piles of wood that we'll take to the dump. Yeah, it's very weird having a whole empty garage. So anyways, next up is this office. All of my office, my spouse pro gear as they call it. garage and vehicle things. We have an extra booster seat that we're gonna go ahead and bring. These are empty totes that we're hoping they'll pack some of this stuff up and use. I'm out of breath. Whew. My husband's military gear, some of our workout equipment that we kept with us, and then just a random pile of like gifts we've been given, books, and little memorabilia that we have. So that is it, but this room is officially ready. I think this closet is empty. I hope so. Oh, and we need to take, no, we're keeping these with us, never mind. And that's for the new homeowners. Those will go in the suitcase with us. That'll be our workout gear for the month or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All of that will go back to church. That just needs to go in the garage. I don't know what that is. My husband's stuff. That is going in storage, modem going back. This will all go into that suitcase. This is kind of our like school closet suitcase. These are some planners I'm going to be donating to our church because I just don't want to ship them, and there's only a few left in there, so I'll donate them. And we have, this is going to my sister-in-law's house, and upstairs is just suitcases. So we are officially ready. Something I'm really sad about is when the movers came, the original movers, the main movers for our furniture, I forgot about our rocking chairs on the front porch. So we can't ship those with this shipment, so we have to, we could have sold them, but we're giving them away to a new couple that just got married, the couple we went to the wedding for. So that's a little wedding gift that we have for them, is our front porch rocking chairs, but I sure will miss those. Quick little preview of the living situation we've had. So this is the master bedroom. This is the queen size bed that my husband and I have been on. Our closet just has our luggage and our clothes in it. And then there's gonna be a mess you guys are gonna have to see, but that's okay. Some of the toys the boys kept. This is my oldest son's room. They've been actually sharing this room, having slumber parties and sleeping over and stuff. So the toys, the beds we will donate, all of the linens we're gonna keep. And then we'll go into James's room. Again, his little bit of toys. He has his clothes nice and neatly laid out here, which is nice. His little suitcase in there. But one side of it has clothes, one side has toys. It's really nice when they're so little and you could do that. Bathroom, just toiletries, kind of a mess in there. And then in here, we have my youngest son's stuff, his toys, his clothes semi-laid out nicely. And then his little suitcase as well. So they each got to keep a blanket, some sort of like stuffed animal or like just comfy item that they have, and a robe, and then their toys and clothes. That way they had something kind of comfy to go with their pillows too. Yeah, the bathrooms, we've not been using any of the others. I shipped the curtain rods out, so we've just been using our master bath shower because it has glass doors. That's been helpful. I kept a little mini medicine cabinet with just vitamins and cough syrups and medicines that we use pretty regularly. Not regularly, that sounds kind of bad, but medicines I didn't want to have to buy. If we have them, we'll just keep them with us. So I kept them, and then we will pack those in another suitcase. So I'm gonna kind of pack things right now and just make sure we have enough room for everything that we still have. I think we're gonna be fine, but I have nothing else to do. My husband and boys are out getting haircuts right now. I went and got my nails done yesterday, so they went and got haircuts. We're all doing our last little appointments. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and start packing us so that we're kind of ready, and I can make sure that we're good to go as far as packing everything up, so I'm not scrambling last minute to go find another suitcase or pack things a different way. You want to slowly work into it and slowly move ourselves out of here. So that's what we'll do next. All right, got the rooms all packed up. Tim and I's stuff is easy, so I didn't need to worry about that. Earlier in the video, I mentioned how much we miss our couch, and that was like the number one thing that we miss. I kind of lied. I miss my washer and dryer the most. The laundry piles up so quickly with a bunch of boys, and it's been so hard to keep up. We've been going to our neighbor's house to do laundry. I did go to the laundromat once, and it was $25 for 4 loads of laundry, and I was like, I'm not doing this again. So we have wonderful neighbors who've been letting us borrow their washer and dryer. Today we're going to Jacksonville, so I've kind of just been letting it pile up, and now I don't have to pack to go to Jacksonville. We're just gonna bring our dirty clothes and then wash those and wear those and bring them back, and then we'll pack up the rest of those. So movers just got here. They're gonna take the rest of the stuff, but we are pretty much packed up and ready to go. So it feels pretty dang good to have that done. Everything good? Okay, perfect. Well, good morning. It is August 1st actually, so I recorded the last bit of this video on Tuesday the 29th, which was the day that our unaccompanied baggage was taken off, and I never came back in here that day to, I didn't even want to close out the video yet because I'm going to take you along the next couple of days. This is like our final days in Savannah, final push for the move, pushing through everything. So unaccompanied baggage movers came. They did an awesome job. We only had a couple boxes. They didn't even fill up one crate. I think it was like maybe halfway full. So they shipped all of that off. We did get a house offer for a home in Hawaii. So we signed some paperwork to be able to go view it once we arrive on the island next week. We have a potential move-in date if we accept that offer on August 18th, which is a huge win. That means we'll only be in the hotel for 2 weeks, and that would be incredible. The house looks nice on the inside from the videos that I have found. The outside of it looked a little bit rough. I have a friend that's in Hawaii, and she drove past it, and it's like on a hill. It's in a very quiet, looped neighborhood. And there was a little bit of a side yard. There's no actual backyard, which was a big bummer, but sometimes you just gotta improvise and do what you can with what you get. So we are hoping that we like it when we walk through it so that we can just move in. We may honestly just tough it out and just say we have a house and we're grateful that we have a home to live in. Our car is officially there. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. We scheduled the pickup appointment for Wednesday, August 6th, which is 2 days after we arrive. So that's also a big win. And our unaccompanied baggage and our household goods are projected to arrive the first week of September. So we'll only have a few weeks in the house once we arrive without furniture, which will be really nice because they give us what's called loaner furniture. So we go to the lending closet, we can grab pots and pans and things for the kitchen to borrow. Then we go and we have them pull beds and furniture and stuff like that for us until our stuff gets there, washer, dryer, all of that. So once we have a house, we can make those reservations. So everything's kind of coming together. Feels really good. My emotions have been very, very high this week ever since that church service on Sunday. I just have cried every day. I feel like we're letting go of a beautiful season here. We've built such a great community. We have family close by. I love our home. Like, it's just been, this area has been really good to us. It was very hard for us moving here. I had a really hard time transitioning, leaving my community in Tennessee, moving here and finding a new community. And now I have it and I feel like it's being taken away again. But also I have to remember that God will provide just the way that He has provided every other time that we've moved. There's always been community. We always put ourselves in and invest ourselves into the community, and we reap tenfold what we put into it. So we're planning on doing the same. We are very excited. I, at this point, kind of just want to like get on the plane, rip the Band-Aid off, and just be there so that the emotions can kind of settle. We have some, what do we have that going on? So today I'm just cleaning out the kitchen. I'm going to be opening up all the cabinets, wiping them out. All the rooms are pretty much clean. I'll mop one last time and dust the blinds before we leave. Tomorrow we're going to check into the hotel. So before I do that, we'll do that. We have a birthday party tonight. I have a women's conference tomorrow at church, my last women's conference with our church. and then we will clean out the house, move out, and check into our hotel in Savannah. And then we'll go to church Sunday morning, we'll go to lunch with some friends, and then we will check back into the hotel for an early bedtime and an early wake up on Monday morning to officially fly out. So it's getting very real. We are down to the wire. I don't feel stressed, I just feel very emotional. So yeah, thought I would just check in as you're watching along in this video. You've kind of seen what's been happening, giving you a preview of what's gonna be shown in the next couple of slides, I guess you would call it. I don't really know what you'd call it, but I'm showcasing all of this for you so that you can kind of just see what a military family goes through when we do these transitions. It's not always fun and glamorous and oh yay, Hawaii is gonna be amazing. We're so excited, but there's so much that goes into it, and there's a lot of loss that we're experiencing in the process as well. So anyways, I will continue to just show it all for you, and I will chat with you probably towards the end of the video. So I hope you enjoy. All right, kitchen is done, and I just also got the school closet cleaned out. So the school closet has been where we've been housing all of our like our carry-on bags, which I'm gonna show you the video clip of that here next with what we put in the boys' carry-on bags. Tim and I's carry-on bags are very basic. We're just gonna have like the iPads, I'll have my computer, and then I have all of our important documents, but we don't plan to carry a lot, and then snacks. Those will be our carry-on bags. The boys have all of their activities and stuff, so that video will show you all of that. But I just got that all cleared out of the school closet. I had it all kind of out here because I didn't want to be living out of a suitcase or out of a bag for longer than we had to, so I tried to make it feel a little more normal. So if the boys wanted to play a game or get an activity, they could just go to the closet that they were used to going to get those things and pull it out. So I just got that kind of repacked. This bag I showed in the moving vlog that was posted, I think it was last week by the time you're seeing this video. That showed what was in this bag, but this is just games and activities that we've kept. We have the PlayStation in there, so when we get to the hotel, if we want to let them play the PlayStation, we can. Our Roku, things like that. So when we're in the hotel, we have some of our just personal things that we want to have to kind of help entertain, because keeping kids busy in a hotel is not always easy. So anyways, that's all packed up. I got the carry-on bags packed up. This is a box of planners that I'm donating to our church so they can do some giveaways with those. This is our beautiful dining room table that we've had for the last few weeks. That is going to storage today. And our suitcases are pretty much done as well. You already saw me pack those up. So now it's really just waiting to clean everything out, which like I said, we will do tomorrow. So feeling really good, feeling proud that we've kind of stayed on top of things so that there's not this mad rush at the end of the process of us flying out, and we can just kind of relax and ease our way into it. So anyways, I will check in with you probably tomorrow as I'm getting some of the last minute cleaning done and we get checked into the hotel. Well, hello there. Thought I would give a quick update. It is Saturday, August 2nd. We are officially moving out of the house tonight. Things are getting a little bit crazy. Yesterday I remember talking like, we're not stressed, everything's so easy, it's nice, we planned ahead. Today is definitely the day where the stress has set in. My husband and I are like bickering, and the just stress of the move has kicked in. So I ran over to our church real fast to do some laundry. We have a couple loads of laundry that we needed to get done before we pack everything. So my husband is helping get the house all packed up, and we donated about $200 or $300 worth of groceries and cleaning supplies today to one of our neighbors who has some family that is going to use it. So we're grateful to be able to help somebody. It's always sad, like watching that stuff go. You're like, I have to buy all of this again when we get there, but you cannot ship cleaning supplies and food items and things like that overseas. So we'll just have to replace all of that. One of those moving expenses that you just can't avoid in this type of move. So we are grateful we got to at least bless another family with all of it and get it out of our hands, because it was all sitting out on the counter and we were just like, just please take all of it. And if you don't want it, then you could do whatever you'd like with it. So they took it all. yeah, we're just kind of scrambling. I haven't been getting much content as far as filming what we're doing, but we're going room by room, vacuuming them out, and just kind of packing what we want to pack and throwing away what we're not going to bring with us, and just getting it all done as quickly as we can. So we were hoping to be in the hotel already by this point, but we are just running a little bit behind. So anyways, that is the little bit of a real life update. So that way, if you're in the middle of a move and you're like, wow, everything's just so nice for them, just know that behind the scenes, you just don't see it. There's a little bit of chaos that has started. So not chaos, just rushing and frustration, and like, we're over it at this point. We just want to get on the airplane and take a deep breath. But it's like that final stretch of the race where you're like, you just have to push through. You're almost there. It's going to be okay. So that is my little update. I will show some clips of our house as it's empty. It's really sad to see. The memories are like flashing through my mind as I go through each room and finish cleaning it and shut the door so the kids don't go back in and make it dirty again. It's like bittersweet. You see so many, we've grown up in this house. The boys, they were 5, 3, and 1 when we moved here, and now they are about to be 10, about to be 8, and just turned 6. So lots and lots of memories, and I feel like I'm just having little flashes, like a camera, like a ka-ching, cha-ching. That's not a camera sound, but having those memories just pop in, and it's very emotional. So emotions are high, frustrations are building, and we're just surviving at this point, but we will get there, and it's going to be all worth it when I'm in the beaches, or on the beaches of Hawaii, in just 2 days. So I will check back in at the end of the video. I will share as many clips as I can of the rest of this process, and we're going to be in Hawaii in a few days, which is really exciting. Quick little check-in. Hopefully you could hear me. The boys are sleeping. I'm in the bathroom. We are officially checked into the hotel. We actually checked in last night. We did not finish packing up the house, as I talked about in the last portion of this video. We got as much done as we could, and then we were just at the end. Like we needed a break, so we got ready for bed and came to the hotel and slept, and then we woke up this morning and we went home and got ready for church, went to church, went and had lunch with some friends, ran a few last minute errands that we had to run, and then we went back to the house and finished up packing up, said goodbye to our neighbors and all of that. So we got the process done. It's much later than we wanted. We originally wanted to be in bed by 8 o'clock. It's just after 10 o'clock now, so a little bit bummed that we're gonna be super tired tomorrow, but everything is done. The high stress environment that I feel like we've been in with just trying to get it all just done has taken away the emotions of it, which in my opinion is a win, because I feel like I've just been crying all week, and then all day at church today I was crying, or most of the end of church, I guess. So it's kind of nice to not be as emotional, saying goodbye to our neighbors and leaving the actual house. I didn't cry at all actually, so I was kind of happy about that. But we're here, checked into the hotel. Tomorrow morning we're gonna wake up really early. Our flight is at 7 a.m. so I plan to film all of that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this video here. I have filmed this now 3 times because I was trying to do it earlier before I showered, before the kids went to bed, but it was just crazy. So take 3 on this. We are officially closing out this video. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this moving process. Hopefully it's been a realistic look into what it looks like to move overseas. I definitely don't recommend moving overseas. Like having a Sunday, but you're trying to final everything out and then flying early Monday morning. Tim and I were talking today and we're like, I think it would have been less stressful if we would have left on a Tuesday, because we could have done church all day, final things up, and then had Monday to kind of like take a deep breath before we fly. But now we're kind of just exhausted going into our flights tomorrow, and it's gonna be a 14-hour travel day. We're getting into Honolulu during rush hour traffic, so tomorrow I'm anticipating it to be a little bit stressful. We're hoping that we can just get some rest, maybe feel better in the morning, and get really excited. But as of right now, we're just kind of like, oh, can we just like snap our fingers and be there? So anyways, thank you for watching. I will see you on my next video. I'll be posting it next week of all of our travels to Hawaii and our first few days there. So thank you for watching, and I will see you then.